Greetings from the Catholic Parish of Bundaberg, trusting you are safe and are in good spirits. Today we continue with the getting to know the people of our parish just that little bit better. A bit of fun and a bit of information. And today we have the privilege of having Daniel and Bernadette Kaufusi. They have a famous name, of course, in these parts. These are people from Tonga, and they have a really beautiful story that we'll listen to today. So thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Bernadette, for coming today. Thanks, Daniel and Bernadette. It's great that you are here. We've been waiting for a while for this one. Now, Bernadette, you have chosen a really beautiful psalm which means a lot to you. Can you please pray that one now, please?
Psalm 27. The Lord is my light and my salvation. I will fear no one. The Lord protects me from all danger. I will never be afraid. I have asked the Lord for one thing. One thing only do I want: to live in the Lord's house all my life, to marvel there at His goodness. Hear me, Lord, when I call to you. Be merciful and answer me. When you said, "Come and worship me," I answer, "I will come, Lord." Don't hide yourself from me. Teach me, Lord, what you want me to do, and lead me along a safe path, because I have many enemies. Don't abandon me to my enemies who attack me with lies and threats. Trust in the Lord, have faith, do not despair. Trust in the Lord.
Beautiful, Bernadette. That's obviously right from the heart. We can feel it. And I'd ask you to just read that entire psalm yourself, because it is really quite a beautiful one. So Bernadette, is there something you'd like to say as the reasons why you chose that particular psalm?
The Lord gives and He protects us. He not leave us.
Thank you. And for those persons who are struggling in their lives, in our times, I think that psalm speaks very, very deeply. Thanks, Bernadette. Well, thank you for that. Now, we mentioned that you come from Tonga. Now, that is obvious. And we hear stories of how beautiful Tonga is. Would you like to tell us a little bit about Tonga?
Tonga is a very friendly island. Its people is very religious, and they love to sing, they love to dance, and they are very happy people. Very sharing what they have.
So it's known as a friendly country, isn't it? It really is. That even goes way back, I believe, into the history books of Captain Cook. That's what they found, these very friendly people who give them things. And it really seems to come through in your culture. And I love the singing and dancing. It's quite beautiful, isn't it? Well, let's go back a little bit. So we'll start off with you, Daniel. So in your early days, where did your story start? Where did your faith story start? So your mum and dad, faith-filled people?
This my mom is a Catholic before they marry. And after he married, his husband is Brazilian since he moved there. And maybe after nearly 20 years, and he allowed us to go into the Catholic because his mom is a Catholic.
It was very strict in those days about which church you could go into depending on your religion.
Yeah.
And that's how it was. Yeah. But somehow, in all of that, you saw this beautiful young lady. Can you tell us how you met?
Yeah, when you go in the Catholic, I see her there, but I want to get someone help me is very strong in the religion to help me away we go.
Yeah. Well, you found someone, didn't you?
Yeah.
And I think 9 children later, you've done really, really well. Beautiful. Oh, they're just beautiful kids, all grown up now, of course, and we'll hear a bit more about them. So, Bernadette, what about yourself? Where did your faith story come from?
My faith stories come from my parents. My dad and my mom is so strong religion. My mom is Wesleyan and my dad is a Catholic. So my dad is so strict because what he's doing at the village. He is look after the church, organize everything like morning prayer and evening prayer and afternoon at
the Angelus at 12 o'clock.
12 o'clock.
Ring the bell?
It's always go and ring the bell for. So, and especially when I'm growing up, I see how he's so strict. I have to be there for all this prayer. I had to be in the morning prayer. I had to be at the evening prayer and my family prayer. And I'm so follow him when I have my family now. I do the same thing. I know he is really he's believing God. That's why I see back and I try to keep it with my family, and I still keep it now. Do the same thing, unless it's hard life now, and I still have time with my family to thank God. Like every evening, that's the only time we have to get together and do a family prayer. Thank God.
Beautiful. So you're now in Bundaberg. Can you tell us the story how you got from Tonga to Bundaberg? There must be a story in there somewhere.
Yes. When we married with him, we have born my 3 oldest kids in Tonga. So we he is at that time my husband's parents is in New Zealand. So when his dad passed away, my husband Daniela moved to New Zealand. So he's working there, try hard for us to move to New Zealand for better life. So we moved to New Zealand, and we still keep trying to for our family. So he all come to Australia to keep looking for the way how good life for my family, for our family. So he moved to Australia. He started to be working, but we start in a struggle life, working in a farm. That's the only easy way to get some money to finance to help our family. So on 1998, we all moved here to Australia. And we moved straight to Cowan up north. The same month, we decided to come here to Bernadette. But that's why we're thinking that's the town we can raise our kids here to be a good.
So we are most grateful you made that decision. We really appreciate that because you really bring a beautiful sense of faith, very deep faith, and we love the singing and dancing. We really, really do. Now, some of us know this personally as priests. You're mentioning Father Terry Loth as well, and certainly for my ordination, we had the gospel brought in by the Tongans with dancing and singing and the little boy holding the gospel coming in. That was really struck home with a lot of us. A lot of people have spoken about it since, and it didn't stop there, did it? You actually have done it in the cathedral too, I believe. Yeah, so that deep, deep faith, we're so proud in a lot of ways that you guys have joined us. So all that singing and dancing, where does that come from?
It's come from us, from me, but yeah, it's come from my, it's like family. It's like a talent that's why it's like natural. It's not like we try. If the song that we can all sing. It's like an easy thing for us to do.
Yeah.
Dancing is easy. If play the music, up and dance. It's like something is different. The joy. Yeah.
And you're very family people, aren't you? Like the family means so much to you. I struck this one because I didn't really know where Tonga was till I first came to Bundaberg at the beginning of the millennia. And I remember you asking me to come to your place. And I thought, oh, that's good because I'll be there for an hour, then I'll be able to watch my football. Well, that didn't happen because it wasn't an hour, was it? You have these really great family occasions. You had the hungry going and the magnificent food, and us kings, us priests treated like kings. And you really, it's truly absolutely magnificent. And if you ever want a good feed, let me tell you, this is where you go. So thank you. Now, we mentioned that the Tongans are very much family people, and we really appreciate that today. And you told us already that you've had 9 children. Can you tell us what they are doing?
Yeah, we have 6 girls and 3 boys in our family. So my oldest daughter is Monica, my son Antonio, and my another daughter is Malia, Magdalene, and Saini, and Felice, Patrick, Moana, and Mele. And they all working. One of my daughters working at the main road, and the other one, Malia, is working at the job fine, and my oldest son is working at Salom College, Antonio. And my 2 other daughters moved to Brisbane, working at Sunnybank Private Hospital. One is working at specialist hearing. Yeah. And then they all, as 4 of them, they're not married yet. We have grandparents now, we have grandkids now.
How many grandchildren?
We have 11 grandchildren.
11 grandchildren. And I noticed one of the little boys does singing at the same time. Yeah.
Yes.
That's quite beautiful. Now, we have to talk about rugby league because those 3 boys are extraordinary in rugby league. So they come, like I met Antonio at Shalom College, but he has played rugby league for the Storm, for the State of Origin, and for Australia. Have I got that correct?
Yes.
Yes. And the next guy, Felice, is it?
Felice.
He has played for the Storm, State of Origin, and Australia. Yeah, as well. Okay, and we still see him running around the park, staring away. And young Patrick has also played rugby league. I think he plays for the Cowboys. Would that be correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and obviously incredibly talented. Where do they get this talent? Is that from you, Daniel? Where does the ability to play sport come from?
If you want to do it, you get there.
You can do it.
Yeah, but you get follow the rule of everything. What sport you go there, he help to get there.
Yeah. So what comes through is not only a story of faith, which is very strong, but a very strong family connection and a very strong work ethic. So you guys know how to work hard. Yeah. And so we thank you very much for that. We'll be finishing very shortly with a prayer. So thank you, Daniel and Bernadette. Thank you for being with us today. It really is a privilege. We know there are difficulties with language and culture and those, and that probably would have come through in this little interview, but the language underneath it is there. The beautiful language of love, of family, of faith is really very rich, and we really appreciate you being part of our Bundaberg Parish for that. We're going to ask you now, Bernadette, just to read a little prayer.
Compassionate and loving Father, in the face of confusion and concern in part of us, the calm of your presence, in you allow us to find hope and healing. Be with those who save the sick and give them your caring hands. Be with those who lead and give them your spirit of wisdom. Be with those who have fallen ill and give them your comforting heart. Wrap your arms around our world and hold us in your love. Allow us at this time of trial to then serve as instruments of that love to all we meet. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very, very much. Now, Daniel, we're going to ask you to give us a little blessing in your own language.
Tō mafi, mawhawhetai, pum koe ni ko hi koe, ki whaki mai maui o mawao si ai a koe. Koe mawao e ni ki whao si ngai porokala mau I ai, ma ki whaka tai pe e whawhetai ki a Fiona. Ma whamea tōku mafi, whamalu aki mautolu ma peki, ka tonga ko tā peki, ma mani ko eni, I ngai mahaki whakaau ka au he whunga e whanua, ki mau ki hao ai pe I ho alofa. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Daniel. As I was saying before, thank you. And if you really want to get to know these Tongan community a bit better, these people are often at Holy Rosary Mass, often see you at the 5:30, and with the huge tribe that you've got there, it's just absolutely stunningly beautiful. So thank you for being with us today. Join us again next week for another episode of Church Chat. Keep in touch. Stay well and be gentle with each other. Amen.
Amen.